trying to sense out where Leviatán might be. They're going to choose number gambles right here as they mess with a little bit of Killjoy utility, but no one's yet to meet each other on these angles. They're all playing around each other.
And while they were breaking the turret here for Cloud9, a lot of utility was being used by Leviatán on the A site. Trailblazer came down, a flash came out too, so that's less information, but still allowing Tacolilla to position himself right at A long. Falls back after contact, flash comes in, C9 now executes into the A site. Big paranoia, trying to flash out, but it's still LEV with the first blood in the round. All ready to flood retake. Some support from behind. The toxic screen supporting Tacolilla for a little bit more. But just like that, all of Leviatán falls. Only one more left standing. It's kiNgg on a rotate on the top of heaven against a full roster of Cloud9. Not yet spotted. As it peeks out towards the window. Positioning from Xeppaa, still watching towards B main, so they have no clue of where this player is standing, and he jumps out. The high tide did enough to keep Leviatán back in the A side. Information being thrown out from that flash, but there's a fake throw from that smoke.
Yeah. Just dive to back a site. It'll be interesting to see how Leviatán reacts each time. That's what we noticed on their Ascent game, was how they continued to defend. It was very predictable. What was happening from Furia would just run them over every time they would be in the back of Boathouse. Here, we have a lot more room to work with on Haven, so we should see Leviatán being able to back up and retake, as Cloud9 is now in C.
Paranoia, but it was avoided now in the back of the site by kiNgg, who still manages to get that hold onto LEV. Inside the smoke, Shy's not afraid of these kills. That's despite that falls. Xeppaa looking to avenge his teammates. The smoke dissipates. 1v1, Shyy gets the third.
Ultimate's very close to being online.
Jump spot. Nosworth's gonna see two right there. LEV trying to get the pick. The dash forward. Shyy helping on the left side of Graffiti. It's a three-player stack for Leviatán in the A site. Cascade also comes through, and all the visions being blocked, not allowing C9 to really get into the site until runi gets a pick up onto Nosworth. Finally, as everything calms down, up for the surprise, Mazino gets the kill onto LEV. More delays. Well done here for Leviatán.
So good.
Now the wall bang. Yeah, Shyy gets pinged out, but he's not going to get too much damage being done here by C9. Mazino not afraid of just running around these default boxes. Yes, a 2v2, but this will be a plant for C9 because the second player of Leviatán is very far behind on that flank.
What a stalemate in sight to get us down to this. Tacolilla continuously looking for these angles, and maybe kiNgg's going to have to be the first one so Taco can get a peek after his push into sight. This is going to be tough.
And runi cannot play the Hunter's Fury, so it's a crossfire setup. Zellsis decides to take the angle himself to win that fight against kiNgg. Tacolilla, very difficult to do on a retake with the operator, denied right away. This time around, more pressure on the A site. Leviatán wants to fight that right back, controlling sewers with the Viper's Pit.
Taco by himself on that left side. Middle of the map is cleared. This jump coming, oh no, they're not gonna wait.
Yeah, just a dash through and Jake comes in. Fight from behind, avenging his teammate. The lead comes in on the A site. It's Jake once again. The player who mentioned that he had a very poor performances and wanted to step it up. And definitely did so on this side. Now Xeppaa alone on the lurk. At least identifies the last two players of Leviatán on that rotate. So a lot of time for C9 to set up for the post plant.
2 rounds ago, we saw Cloud9 do this same strategy, but be killed by the person that was hiding in the cubby on the left. So instantly, we're seeing that C9's making a quick adjustment. That's time, another round now that we see Nosworth jumping up, a little action. Quick cleanup by C9.
Have a lockdown to work with.
You should run.
Now Tacolilla wants to press forward, was anticipating, wanted to push forward, but doesn't have a dash. So decides the ladder to fall back and wait for the rotation to come through. The support from Leviatán. One of their first opportunities to really go for a full retake. A 5 versus 5. They have their own lockdown to work with. Using it already now in the back of heaven. Seeker's also available. Utility's not strong enough to break the lockdown, allowing Leviatán to come back in and C9 to play passively outside of the radius of that lockdown. Seeker's now coming out too. Leaf pulled back in
Big
sewers. Rune is still spamming across, and the Phantoms are still really good. First one to fall is on the side of Leviatán. We haven't tapped onto the spike yet, and finally we get it done. Xeppaa on a 1v1, but it's all C9 once again on the post plant. Noswer left, no time left, and he's gonna have to fall back, but Jake's just waiting there in the spawn. He's just pinned. So Noswer will fall, at least get a kill before to fight back, to not allow C9 to set up. Already Tacolilla is in the window. All of C9 grouped up at C. So it's a guessing game. Now the jump spot spotting one. Everybody can start pivoting now towards the C side for Leviatán.
Cloud9 have just so organized in how they're moving the team together. As long as there's a few of them with the initiator utility, this is the site they're going to be taking. Leaf's just waiting for that to fly overhead.
After shock to push kiNgg out, but Jake still gets the opener. Rolling Thunder on the attack to clear out C site. Jake with the teleporter on the top. Shrouded step. Wow. And with that shrouded step, gets the headshot into Mazino. Post plant. Retake attempt by Leviatán once again. High tide pushed up on the defense, allowing for them to push forward at least, but as it comes down, unfortunately, everybody falls. Tacolilla was heard earlier on before, so everybody's moving forward for C9 for the post plant at C. But yeah, this round's once again going to come in for C9.
Moving forward with just dominating force. We see Jake as well. Shrouded step up onto C default boxes to keep playing. He is heating up this game. And honestly, after we see him tweeting last week, just trying to mess with Leviatán and rinse and repeat over to C.
kiNgg inside of the poison orb. Oh, just a one tap. Leaf is back. Shyy with 2 kills, but Leaf clears the back of the site and the front of the site.
There's that flank.
Yeah, and that's a spike. That's actually really good here for Tacolilla to readjust. Gets the headshot midair onto Leaf. And Jake looking for the clutch. Pin now from Garage. Heard the footsteps on the first. Head to head against Tacolilla. The cape is out. The tank comes out. And Jake is low on HP.
It would be weathering a storm. Cloud9 do not stop at C.
Leaf's already in. Dashes in the back of the site. kiNgg's low on HP. Reckoning out on the defender side. As they're pushing through, trying to fight back, but Nano Swarms, Vandals, everything's working in favor of C9. No, they cannot hold it.
No.
Which answers that question you were asking, Riv. 2 players alive now for Leviatán. The plant comes in once again safely in a default spot. Because Xeppaa's so far from that turret. Was hoping or expecting maybe a flank coming through. A flash now spotting 1 player. And that's Noswer looking to do the solo play. First kill onto Jake. It's himself and Tacolilla, make that only Tacolilla, activating the dash. It's gonna be a tough feat. All he's able to do so far is do some damage. Maybe stat pad? Being fault line now, and I think this is pretty much it, Riv.
Yeah. Leviatán have not been able to secure a retake this entire first half here.
The first opportunity that they have with the weapons advantage. They seize that opportunity now in a full gun round between Cloud9 and Leviatán in round number 16. Levhart looking for a quick push and a C-side split. Gets denied right away by Jake on the top of the platform. Seekers coming out on the attack. A support crossfire with Xeppaa. As finally C9 continues to hold the wall bang. Fully hit by the Seekers by Zellsis.
We'll see what happens again here. Possible round point for Haven.
Cascade out, Noswer down to 23 HP, but thankfully that Tacolilla is able to get that pick onto runi. Zellsis pressured. No punishment behind the Trailblazer.
Spike is down for this.
Yeah, all a default play now for Leviatán. The beginning to just try to add pressure in A long, and they are able to take runi down at least. It's a lot of information that's not going to be available for Cloud9 in the later round. So we hit the mid round.
Yeah, if lockdowns here, they can actually just allow a site to be taken here and get the retake on it. Mid's not hit. They don't even have to worry about that with the utility set up. Garage is covered by turret. They're just waiting on the play from Leviatán right now. It's all on Lev.
It's all on Leaf right here. The first headshot to Shyy activates the dash, but gets punished right away. kiNgg trades it out. Now Leviatán decides to push in the C site, or in the A site rather. High tide to cover the back.
30 seconds
It's gonna be a default plant. You hear it, Jake. with the flank. Looking at the angle, kiNgg was looking to chase him down. Big paranoia, allowing Xeppaa to push through. But dropped by Tacolilla. You wanted him to step up.
Jake
Dashes away.
towards mid. One of our first plays here that could go all the way through.
Mazino wants to fight right away. They do have a stinger by a lockdown Hunter's Fury. Everything needed for a strong retake, and indeed the Aftershock stalls a bit for the B site, allowing a little bit of the repositioning, the group up on the C, link for Cloud9.
Okay.
This is a big pit, but remember, Xeppaa still has this lockdown. Tacolilla playing on top of the boxes, headshot onto Jake, traded right back out by Xeppaa. Lockdown not being used yet. Xeppaa still wants to fight forward, and Leviatán are having the perfect angles to deny C9 entry in the B site. As runi has no choice but to pull back and save his weapon. No ults being used here at this point, but you wanted that 6th round for Leviatán. We're definitely gonna get it now, Riv.
There we go. Just using the crystal ball a little bit. And the Viper wall from LEV has been the common wall.
Makes it through with no op. But the control is there. Alarm bot's gonna be sounded as he breaks it across. Meanwhile, though, Leviatán are just looking for a fast hit in B site. But there was smoke thrown there by Jake, preventing the entry from Leviatán. So he pull back, hold, and trying to see if they could punish anybody on the extremities pushing forward, but leave this at it otherwise. He's just playing the ADS down long A.
You can definitely see how Leviatán is thinking in these rounds. You know, we hit B, we saw where the util was, so let's go and throw the same wall, mess with that util, and then we initiate again as we can go and hit the right side of the map if they get that wall back up, or wherever they decide. Still in quite a default setup. They figure Shyy was pushed up lower. So good info by Cloud9 here. We're 45 seconds left in the round. Looks like it's going to be an A hit with Tacolilla.
Unless, yeah, there's got to be a late pull at some point,
Right.
or a late flank. If the plan still comes in for Leviatán on A, though, I'd be scared. There's a possibility of a combination from a lockdown and Hunter's Fury on the plant.
30 seconds left.
And thankfully from the execution, it pulls out both of those ults that were just mentioned right away. So it actually allows Leviatán to move into A. Meanwhile, though, Tacolilla does get the pick up onto Xeppaa. Still fight inside B as Zellsis answers back onto Mazino. An early rolling thunder to retake right back. Tacolilla cutting the rotation. That's still Leviatán in the lead for this round. runi already running through, does get the headshot onto kiNgg. It's him and Zellsis. Zellsis, who said he wanted to step up on this game. Trying to support runi. They hear the footsteps. The crossfire is still really good for Leviatán. He's spamming through, allowing Jake to get on the top of the boxes.
The spray.
Gets the wall bang, and a second one. That spike the fall. Lead pushed up from the sewers. Instantly, there's only one player left now for Leviatán. It's Shyy. Trying to clutch it out. Will not happen.
That we'll see LEV first. We'll see how they set up some traps. Ooh, Leaf wants action right away.
And they wanted the action right away for Leviatán.
Oh my gosh.
3 players already pushed out towards the C site. There's a smoke being thrown out early. Pushes now C9 up towards Mound. Poison over up on the defense. Wall opening up, or the door opening up. And even forcing a Trailblazer out early from C9. From the spawn. And that's going to be a lot less now for the attack to try to execute potentially into the C site.
I think Cloud9 opens doors more than any other team. Random fun stat for you right there. And again, they just love to mess with this full global audio of what the door can do, what it makes another team think. Now they're going to mobilize back towards the right side of the map here off of this Viper wall that Leviatán has to respect. They don't know how C9 is going to use it just yet, but it looks like it will end here at A site once they make their way through rubble. A little bit of Killjoy utility to work there once they get Vans, but this bonus round so far looking good in numbers-wise.
That's the thing for C9. They've been moving around the map every single time, trying to figure out there's a stack somewhere from this bonus round from Leviatán, and they never found it. A big paranoia from Mazino to get the first blood in the round. Leaf trying to turn around the corner in the back of the A site. Support coming out from drop. That's already Tacolilla with the Sheriff. The headshot onto Leaf. The backstab, the spike goes down for Cloud9. And on the post plant, Leviatán's looking for the flood back from the heavens. Snake bite to push one back, but the rest of LEV are looking for the right timing. Bodies are still holding tight inside the A site for C9, and finally we stop the bleeding. The advantage with the weapons that you have for Cloud9 turns the favor back for them as Shyy's alone on this 3 versus 1. Even reloading, even spotted by runi, connects onto that first shot. But the high-low now support in the crossfire. The first contact being Xeppaa. You know damn right.
And Leaf's starting to play more aggressive.
And the wall came up early on the defense just to allow Tacolilla right here to pick up the orb. And as you heard the orb being tapped, runi tried to push out, gets punished by Mazino. And Tacolilla still has the showstopper. But C9 now knows there's a lot of pressure on A. They want to push it to C right away. But it's getting denied by kiNgg's utility. Slowing things up a lot more, allowing Tacolilla to now play the fast rotate from the B site. Execution then comes across, big paranoia. Shyy still hiding inside the pillar. Dashing through, sliding across Leviatán. Still holds their ground until Xeppaa cleans up with 2 kills. There's that showstopper. Does not connect as a Seeker hits him. An advantage comes out for a post blend, especially after that flash. Counter flash out from Mazino. A 2 versus 1. This might get to be blinded as a trace comes through.
Slow. Yeah, they're gonna have to do this as a team. Actually pinging up on top. See if they feel like Mazino has maybe teleported up here to get a weird spot.
I like this jiggle from kiNgg. Spots everything first and might even activate the Viper's Pit just to hold off an anchor off the C site.
Just opening door here on the right, messing with things.
There's that pit, but C9's already just on the edges. There might be a timing here.
Oh my God.
Zellsis made it across the shorty, but then out with the Phantom. No punishment coming out. And that allows Leviatán to hold the C site, forcing now C9 to push it to B.
30 seconds left.
Oof. Making it through super low. So they're getting hit from both sides here. They have to be careful, but a good watch from Xeppaa could clear this.
runi has his own pit, covering out towards the waterfall connector and spawn. Xeppaa playing the off angle in the front of that baby door and gets denied by Shyy. Lockdown, this is going to be huge. But we want to fight back for Cloud9. It works out for a trade-off, and Shyy has to win this fight. Shorty comes out of the lead. Jumping across, playing the time as we have a fight inside the pit very soon. That 1v1 is won by Shyy, and a back and forth comes in for
into the nade. They're expecting this TP to come right away.
And forcing Jake back. Mazino going for the shot at Step on the top of Rumble, looking to escape, makes it out. Sleeve looking to punish. Nice boom bot to actually spot him. Good protocols there for Leviatán to hold towards the A long and then fall back into sight.
Just read like a book, and that's not the first time that Lev's run it. They're choosing when to hit that play. It's usually Mazino pushed up, but this time the team gives the support. All the Killjoy utility switched over to C, and Lev now focuses the right side of the map. They have been hovering with Cloud9 to what site C9 wants to attack so well. A little bit more of that door play here just to make Lev think twice on what they're defending. B seems to be the site that Cloud9 can get plants in safely. They're gonna head back there for another one.
While they're trying to take control of B, I don't think that flash actually hit runi on the A site. So it might allow for them to lurk back up. And as they come in, there you go, the contact play to pick off these 2 kills onto Nosware and Mazino. And Cloud9 are trying to get the planet to A. Showstopper coming out, denied right away by LEV. Player advantage back for Cloud9. Zellsis cutting the rotations. That is going to be spotting both players. Shyy in a tough spot. Poison Orb now coming down. He's now committed to have to go for this, because he knows Zellsis is not too far behind. runi playing the off angle, tight, tucked in.
They keep going. Leaf wants to try and mess with timings right now. They're just going fast.
Relay bolts, first stun, second stun, but kiNgg's already there for the support up towards A heaven. Pit coming down, but it doesn't cover too much of the site, allowing Jay to get behind. Finally just covers Shyy on time.
What a weird pit.
There's smokes all across the place. In the back of the site, in the back of the pit. At the drop-off is going to be Jake. Meanwhile, though, we still have a plant in the A site. C9 not afraid of the Viper's Pit.
This play so tense right now. Lev's gonna have to waterfall in, or they give us one of the save rounds. I mean, Taco's in.
Taco's in. Trailblazer's gonna spot Jake. He TPs away. And meanwhile, we have the lockdown on the attack. That's gonna run the clock down even more, as you can't deny the lockdown. A lot of that time is now wasted, but thankfully we don't have any Leviatán special fighting through, but a little too late. Recommitting to the site, dying, committed. Oof. And despite all of that, I don't think they even had time for the defuse. The TP on top of rubble, but C9 was ready for that. No early teleportation coming out from Jake. Looking for a late re-hit back towards long. Waiting for a timing when this wall comes down, but it's still Mazino getting the first kill. Traded off right away by Xeppaa. Hit available for runi. Shrouded step coming out from Jake to open the door, forcing the rotation out. C9 not committing here as of yet. Staying in range of the turret, staying in range of the alarm bot. C9 knows there's no push coming out here.
Quick Trailblazer regaining a bit of space. Also definitely seeing a member of Cloud9 on that. Shyy slowly anchors between B-Link here. More of this, just that global audio the door creates, at least to that quasi-global on that side of the map. You have to wonder what Leviatán thinks each time Cloud9 does that.
This is good. kiNgg already identified. He knew that they were going to try to push forward. He already pinged it across when the smoke, before even the smoke came out. Now forcing C9 to commit into B. A pit out from runi, as we mentioned before. 2 versus 2 as the plant comes down at the default spot. Xeppaa jumping on the top of the platform, head-to-head against Nosworth. And killed by a snake bite. Tacolilla on a 1v1, the flick out!
Slow first round. We wondered if they would draw C9 down to the last seconds here. It looks like they will feel comfortable to do so, just playing that numbers game and hoping they'll be able to swarm a site. They know runi won't be there. Big first kill.
It's good information from Cloud9, getting the Trailblazer out, knowing that that pick on the C site will not rotate Leviatán in that area, but nonetheless, they still lose 2 players on the hold. Low HP onto Xeppaa. Paranoia coming out. Xeppaa hiding behind this tree, gets cleared out.
30 seconds left.
But he still gets one for his troubles. Spike now down, delaying the time, allowing the flank to happen. Nosworth knows this, turns around, gets the headshot with the classic. Zellsis on a 4 versus 1. Poison Orb now coming down. It's going to be another very tough situation this time in the... all in the hands of Zellsis. He's trying to get a perfect timing here, but the flash is going to give his position away. Closing in right now. No room to breathe for Zellsis, and he gets sniped! Gambling that the rotate's going to come back from Leviatán towards A.
Yeah, you just saw smoke from Jake, which means they have quite a bit of time to buy here. No, nobody's going to be pushing in unless they use a heck of a lot of initiator utility. And Tacolilla on the front line. Blast Pack's still there for Taco. We haven't seen the explosive move yet. They're playing this as kind of a Raze walk-in, contact with everybody as long as Taco's there to do some damage as well.
The rework's perfect. The flash even came out from Xeppaa at Mound to not spot anybody. So you're playing a little bit more passively with Zellsis' utility on the A site, but they still have that double support by the small door. Seeker's coming out now, waiting for that to break up. Now Zellsis has a big task up ahead as he holds back the A site, but a rotate comes back from Leviatán to work back towards B. A late lurk coming out, as you mentioned here from Shyy, but the toxic screen blocks long enough to allow Jake to try to punish some players, but he gets punished himself, allowing 2 openers to happen for Nosworth. Fighting back is going to be Xeppaa. Trying to deny the plant is going to be runi, but the plant will still come down.
Spike planted.
Zellsis on the top, the backstab on the Tacolilla. An angle not being watched. And the lower buy from Leviatán actually comes back in their favor.
Huge lurk by Shyy to make this round a possibility. You'll talk about what he did there to kind of dodge out on a perfect angle, Cloud9 thought, but that's exactly what Leviatán need to be able to do. Work the map, but still in the eyes of Cloud9 full anchoring a site, be able to trick that protocol into their favor. Ooh. And this ultimate instantly going down from Cloud9. So runi, they know he's over in C, and they can choose to dive in on this. That's the choice. Seeker's out, Blast Pack in. Usually if you have something, oh. That was a quick push. Slow movement now for kiNgg to come in. So Cloud9 do go big aggressive. We wonder if that attack would come through, and Seekers do finally come out. C9 just trying to avoid it all towards A.
from a free or picked up on C site to allow these Seekers to come out from Leviatán on the attack. All of the utilities were going to be denied too. But Leaf on a rotation. Catches kiNgg on a late lurk.
Satchel out.
2-player advantage now for Cloud9. They're winning to just close in. One-way smokes being thrown. That's actually quite nice by Mazino. Big paranoia out by Jake this time around. A fight. Jake looking to fight on the top, behind the spawn. Closing in our C9 from 2 angles, but that one-way smoke was strong for a bit. Yeah, but it's actually C9 that this aggression's coming out from. The flash also spawning kiNgg. Leviatán falling back to support him. It's going to be a bloodbath very soon. Trailblazer to get a bit of information. Jake decides to fall back. Smart move here for Cloud9 after the Trailblazer to spot the players playing very passively in spawn for Leviatán. We're also looking to fight back, denied, delayed by relay bolts and even a smoke.
Alarm bot out.
That will allow rotate over back from Cloud9 to stack up towards B and A. Or B and C rather, where runi has to hold it back.
I think they'll know this is going to be going C. They identified the turret at B. Yeah, Cloud9 do a great job at realizing Leviatán's going to want to avoid the rest of the Killjoy utility to get a plant in to avoid the stall, but the stall still comes in. That lockdown forces them across the map again.
This is going to be tough because the lockdown was early, so it forces Leviatán, or they decide to move back towards the A side. There's no one-ways being thrown by Jake. He's playing the off angle just by Rubble.
30
the
seconds
Vandal
left.
in hand.
Oh, Jake.
So one shot, he'll give his position away. Seekers out on the defense too. Paranoia, but Leaf is there for the support.
Down A.
Jake still stays alive of all of Leviatán crumbles down. And Shyy with the spike out of sight will have to save into the next round, being hunted down by runi too.
10 seconds
Cloud9
left.
looking for a flawless.
That's just a round where Cloud9 knows exactly where Leviatán's battle. I think these rounds have benefited Leviatán a little bit more. They, for the first few, were able to get Cloud9 to react quite hard, right? We saw those ultimate fakes coming out of LEV, really committing to a site. And this time, it's going to become Shyy again to be that big lurk. Almost a few too many times we see Leviatán only have one answer, right? One B protocol to the strat here as they go for C on this one.
It has to be slowed down. Beginning of the round, Tacolilla already used both of his satchels in A.
Here.
So that first snake bite being thrown by runi will allow for the rotate to happen so they can come in quicker for the retake play, but it's a last-minute shift, a last-minute pivot back towards the B site. And Zellsis comes into contact with Shyy, who gets the opener, the flank coming out from Leaf right after. But there's only 10 seconds left on the round. We have to commit for a plant, and it's still Leviatán that's able to hold the B site.
Yes. Planted. Incredibly smart here to get in. Lev. Shyy just watching the back.
Oh, this is good though. They think they have Shyy, but there's still support from kiNgg. Both of them now decide to fall back. Trailblazer out on the attack to push C9 away. I think they spotted both players. So it has to be the players up towards A heaven from C9, or C heaven rather from C9 to try to retake here. Relay bolts out. A double pinch out for Cloud9.
Is there enough in sight?
There's just not enough time. They have to act quickly, and it's Leviatán instead. Once again, putting their foot on the ground, leaving runi alone, chased down by Tacolilla.
We'll see if this one counts. A hold from kiNgg could stop it all and alert Leviatán.
The flash to gain position, support out from Shyy, but it's Guardians moving forward, so
Shyy.
Not too much weaponry coming across. Long range from Jake to tie it up on a 4-4 situation. kiNgg again, that support. Dwindles down a number of Cloud9 as they have their economy broken this time around. Maybe they don't need those 4 chances to close up the map. Player advantage pit available for kiNgg as well, as they all group back up. Trailblazer still spots kiNgg, so for C9, it's not too much information. For them, it could still potentially be a lurk play. That's why nobody's rotating here. The flash pulls Xeppaa back towards the waterfall, but Leviatán already comes in for the execution. Trying to get a timing through the smoke. Xeppaa gets the kill before he gets hit by the paranoia. Back to a 3 versus 3. Switching weapons across, giving the Phantom over to runi because Zeppaa's low on HP. One more kill will also activate the Seekers, which will be huge against the Viper's Pit from kiNgg.
Can they source him that kill? Zellsis is going to go in first with the Phantom, and they follow through with the rest of the team. This is going to be tough, Vansili. They don't have much time.
Zellsis does get the pick off. That's a flash available for Xeppaa, very soon. Or still spraying across on our 2 versus 1. kiNgg trying to stay alive inside the pit. Big flash doesn't come across. A tap onto the spike. Oh, a spray through the Viper's pit from Xeppaa. With this Bulldog.
The timing.
Very well done. Counting 1-2 when the poison orb comes up.
Yep.
Gets that pick off onto kiNgg. But Shyy does have a lockdown to work with.
Going out.
Not with the team so far, though. Xeppaa is looking for potentially late information with the Seekers.
30 seconds left.
Now the Seekers will come out as soon as the boom block came across. And finally, there's that utility found. Placed by Zellsis inside B. Seekers to try to gain position back towards the A lane. Big paranoia to blind the players. The plant comes down for Leviatán, and it's Xeppaa starting things off for Cloud9 to get 2 kills. A trade off here from Leaf, and Jay closing in on to Shyy at B main.
All the members ready to go in. This doesn't look like to be a lockdown fake either.
You should run.
That's exactly it. So that lockdown now comes in. And Leviatán have been very good in these pulse plants in the second half. Looking for a last-minute hit. The satchel's out from Tacolilla. The paint shells too, not to allow Leaf to move forward. The plant is now safe.
Spike planted.
So not only is Tacolilla with that responsibility of getting entries, he is also the one moving around to get safe plants. Showstopper available from that plant and stops Xeppaa right at the waterfall. A trade-off. Disadvantage though still for Leviatán.
Remaining.
As a fight
2v1.
came down towards the mound. Up to Lee, stopped by Noswer.
Oh, that shorty is ready, man.
Yeah. A contact from kiNgg. Tacolilla will play the patient game. It's getting cleared in the corner. A little bit of a ding, but doesn't do enough damage onto Leaf, who gets the kill with the Spectre. There's still 2 players supporting. Their fallen comrade being Tacolilla getting dropped. Now pushed back by Nanoswarms. All of C9 looking to pull back towards B, but there's a nice little pick coming out here from Noswer onto Xeppaa. Advantage now comes back in terms of numbers for Leviatán. But it's still only pistols against the rifle of Leaf, the Bulldog of runi, and the Spectre of Zellsis. Almost an opportunity to get another shorty pick, but that's not going to happen.
30 seconds left.
Breathe a little bit longer.
Little mind games with the
Spike planted.
mechanics. kiNgg good for a shot. Detected. I think they're just waiting for the last bit of util to come in here, and Noswer may actually have a sonar bolt.
Knife is huge. It's going to swat 2 players towards the back so you can clear close. Up where Zellsis is low on HP. Paranoia allowing the flood back in.
Oh,
There's that first pick off.
Oh,
Only one left to go. It's Leaf with that Vandal. kiNgg on low HP does have the Sheriff. And Leaf saves around there for Cloud9.
A little bit of the same A play with the wall this time, Vansili, but a lot more members for Cloud9 here to start off at B, and a push by Shyy.
The push allows for him to get 2 kills even. The second one being full paranoid.
Drop the spike.
Jake finally comes in for the support, but that's a great start for Leviatán this time around.
Detect here. Shy's had a hell of a game for himself, too. A few multi-kills there coming out from the Killjoy, the Sentinel player. Jake and the team still want to re-hit here with a little bit of noise over towards Cat from Xeppaa.
And mind you here that C9 are going back to their composition that they used on week 4 in the Super Week.
Yeah.
Double controller with the Viper, using that first poison orb to clear out the utility. At least from Killjoy, that wasn't really needed because Shyy already got picked in early in the round. But the wall still allows here the lurk from Xeppaa to happen. C9's been good of taking A ramp control in the past.
Oh, that's a head.
kiNgg playing close,
30
but it's a
seconds
head in favor of kiNgg instead. Xeppaa falls. Now the last 2 players forced to push inside the A site. Plant is going to get attempted with 20 seconds left on the clock. It will go down. Jake playing the off angle. Door being closed, so they want to have Leviatán guess that both players are playing inside A site. Jake looking for the timing. Gets it on the first.
Player standing.
Gets traded right off. The updraft. Nice shot by runi. Almost lined up the last 2.
So a bit of a different strat for C9. It looks like they're going pretty quick here.
Yep, just an explosion towards the main A side. Big paranoia that's gonna blind Mazino, who TPs towards the back at hell. Leaf knows this. He gets hit by the paranoia himself. TP comes back out towards the generator. Wow. But finally gets stopped there by Xeppaa. Meanwhile, though, kiNgg has also fallen, so we do have a 2-player advantage for Cloud9. Shyy was still hiding behind the boxes to get 2 kills of his own. Plant will still come down. Owl drone to try to get some information. Big turret now picked off. Nice little flash to allow Jake to push up here, courtesy of Xeppaa. It's up to Nazar with the Odin, and he's gonna choose to save the Odin for the next round.
Super snappy play from C9. Look at where the wall is now for the Viper wall. It's been A a bunch of times. They switch it over to mid now towards tree on Cat. And Leviatán may think that that A hit may come a little slower now, but it's not. Off the rip, we see Cloud9 going in, and again, after dodging out that 0 point. Contact now.
Shadows
Yep.
traveling.
Drum Spot has a paranoia too. If there was more utility coming out from Cloud9.
Oof. You see this molly just above their head too. That lineup that runi's able to throw that actually denies it that they don't have the Viper wall in A now, but can still get a little bit of that dodge out on the angle Leviatán would use. So a good grab, understanding that, yeah, an initiator's here with runi still, and that's kind of a Cloud9 hit that they would need. So Leviatán can breathe easy for a moment, reset this defense, and try to focus the hit on A that Cloud9 looks like they're gonna want. Oh, Zellsis just playing the utility game right now, trying to give Lev some other things to think about as this A hit comes in.
Leaf does get the pick off onto kiNgg. A second one through the smoke onto Tacolilla, denying the Blade Storm. Mazino, unfortunately, was able to take down one. Not much you could do when the rest of your teammates have fallen down. In the forefront of the defense, now putting the last 2 players once again in a situation where they can't do the retake. We've mentioned those ultimates available across the board, and it was too many of them even for C9 on a pulse plant.
Getting into it with the shots, I mean, those ultimates are going to last for a few of these rounds. But Cloud9 starting to pull away very early, Vans. We thought it might be another punch for punch as the teams go back and forth, but C9 are using this attacking side to their advantage to go as aggressive as possible once they get a chance. This round being a re-hit and blood in the water. They're going to go hunting right now. Jake clears his first angle, but he may actually give Nazar the way. Oh dear, what? Ships in the night going on here, B main. They get stalled out for a second here, Vansili.
You should run.
Spike is ready to go in as the lockdown counts down.
Now pushed out. Nazar still has the Yellow drone if he wants to use it here once he gets smoked out. Here's a drop. Oh, Shyy still gets the spray through the smoke with the headshot onto Zellsis close range here as Jake's trying to battle it up. Both players are still alive, and a sticker then answers back. Pick now up for Cloud9, drop down in the B site. Plant now comes in. Lockdown available for Shyy, so he'll place it at the switch. That will have to force the C9 players outside of the pit. And all Leviatán needs to do is to hold this, but they're not holding it so far. 2 of them now finally comes back for Leviatán. Rudy stuck inside the pit, dropped by Mazino with the judge.
So they all have their solid holds, anchors on site, and already in the 5v4 situation. This has been Cloud9's to convert with all of their first kills this round, but now Lev start to attack back at the right time, honestly. These last 2 rounds would be huge coming into the second half.
Great utility by Xeppaa. A flash, pushing Shyy away. That's information heard now by Zellsis, and a Trailblazer spawn in the op. So they know there's less players now towards the A side, but there's still that mid-rotate. Now the players are back in favor for Leviatán. Big denial from a paranoia being thrown by Mazino. kiNgg getting to pick up off the lead. A fight here come out towards the generator, and it's still C9 that answers forward. 1 more to go. Tacolilla with the operator on a 2 versus 1. kiNgg getting all of this information so far. A flash misses, allowing Tacolilla to move forward. Now with the turret, his position's given away. Vandal now picked up. Plat coming down. Tacolilla getting a headshot up to Xeppaa. 1 versus 1. Up to Zellsis. Peeks back out. As Tacolilla's not looking for the drop. Get the wide swing.
Getting ready to push in. That switch dash is coming. Oh, Leaf actually cannot dash in. Both have activated. Both have run it. You gotta love this.
Try with the off angle. Zellsis gets the pick. A TP towards the back of the side. Hunter's Fury. Nice shot here by Noswer. Does get a second round to Jake, who dances around, manages to stay alive. A push out towards Spawn from Xeppaa, who does get the pick. kiNgg's by himself in the back of Spawn. He does get 2 kills. He's looking for the third, and he's gonna get it.
Spike down.
Answered back by Rooney. A flanker cross, and he makes it a 1 versus 1.
Up to Taco again.
Snake butt on the ground. Tacolilla gets the pick. Shot at steps left and right.
Wow.
Stalemate for both of these teams. Leviatán looking to pull back now towards B, where we have Tacolilla pushed up in a forward position just by opposite Sabrosa. Trailblazer even misses him.
Yeah. Taco just tucked under safely. Took a few shots, I think, in the beginning there from Leaf, maybe. But a reset. Looks like it's going to be a cat hit and a long hit here, or a main hit. In Cloud9 have guessed it right. They lean 1 mid, 3 towards A. The Leviatán are going to have to hit shots and trade this just about perfectly.
The dash close range Stinger trying to punish Runi, who falls back. Manages to escape. 0 points, spotting some players across, but Leaf is the one that gets the first blood. Xeppaa in the back of the site by the generator. Stopped by kiNgg. Still more players inside the A site for Cloud9. A reloaded coming back from Leaf. As he gets answered back by Shyy versus 1.
Oh my
God. 1 HP for Zellsis. Under the pressure, wins 2 important one-on-ones for Cloud9.
He was just telling us he hasn't won the big one yet. Well, that's the kind of plays you need. You got to win all the small wars before you can win the battle. Oh my gosh. This is wild. This is wild. Zellsis with 2 big clutch rounds here coming up in the last few that brings them into a really, really good position. MCE as well. Having another heart attack probably. And now it's the Chico round. Leviatán continues to try and buy in here to keep themselves relevant in the rounds. And Vansili, Leaf says no.
It's where the Chico comes in. You almost had an opportunity to win your force buy with Stingers. Doing some more damage here if you can with the Sheriff is going to keep the economy low for Cloud9, but everything's just looking too good for Cloud9. Solo holds assists from Xeppaa, allowing Rooney to stand his ground on catwalk. Shyy's by himself, chased down, hunted down, stopped by Zellsis in the end. And one of those moments where you would have hoped here as a Leviatán fan, winning that Stinger round.
Yeah.
Would have probably closed that gap a lot quicker. But now the economy is right for both of these teams. A little bit more here for Cloud9. Leviatán have to be perfect within the next few rounds here to try to break the economy back for Cloud9 to try to come back.
Where's it going again? I'm watching Rooney's Viper wall here. Just seeing how these plays are going in, Vansili. It seems like, well, KO is great to have on Ascent. It's almost like they want a Sky Flash to be able to go through here to activate on this wall that Rooney keeps putting up, playing retake and delay. It makes it really hard for a KO to get full what is it, efficiency out of the flashes, I guess is the word I'm looking for. But yeah, it just seems like they're snuffed on trying to get these close sight takes. Stalled here to see if they can get a reaction. Okay.
Still gets him, man. This guy with the Sheriff. Oh boy. And for Cloud9, they're treating this round like a bonus round, which is why you see the lower buy. So to make this expensive against Leviatán, and already dropping 3 players in the process of Leviatán's attempt to hit the A site, Shyy has to have a perfect timing here, and he does. Puts the turret to watch the cross back over, and a smart play from Noswer to rotate all the way back towards spawn. But now this is where it's going to get dangerous. Thankfully, it got pinged out, but he's about to cross over here. ADSing on 3 players, and that's spiked down.
Oh my gosh.
30 seconds left.
Shyy solo. There's that first.
Over to A for Zellsis, a triple push in garage.
Gets traded off here. Tacolilla trying to do whatever he can. But we've seen this story before, Leviatán against Loud, where the shark attack came through and a spike falls. But we're still holding strong for these last 2 kills. Zellsis steps up, and C9 finally tamed the Sea Serpent and ends Leviatán's hope to Tokyo.
Zellsis. Instantly to Jake.